There's a feeling a lot of people carry around. It's hard to name. It's not quite sadness. It's not quite stress. It's more like a quiet sense that your life is happening slightly next to you, like you're watching it rather than living it. You're doing the things you're supposed to do. You're showing up, you're ticking the right boxes, but somewhere underneath it all is a question you don't quite let yourself ask. Is this it? If you've ever felt like that, you're not broken. You're not ungrateful. You're actually asking the most important question a human being can ask. And here's what's remarkable. 2,500 years ago, the ancient Greeks were asking the exact same thing. And they didn't just ask it, they answered it in extraordinary detail. This series is about those answers. Welcome to Good for the Hive. I'm so glad you're here for this one because this might be the series that I'm most personally excited about. Over the next 8 videos, we're going to explore a collection of ancient ideas that I genuinely believe are more relevant today than have ever been before. Words like eudaimonia, arete, euthymia, stoicism. These aren't just philosophical buzzwords, they are a system, a living, breathing roadmap for how to move through the world with focus, with clarity, and with deep, settled peace, even when everything around you feels uncertain. But before we get into the words themselves, I want to share with you the idea that underpins this entire series. The one concept that, when I first truly understood it, made everything else fall into place. And it is this: you are not one person, you're actually two. The ancient Greeks had a word for who you actually are right now, today, with all your habits, your fears, your patterns, and your doubts. And they had another concept entirely for who you are at your highest, your fullest expression, the version of you that somewhere deep down you know already exists, even if you haven't fully met them yet. That second self, the Greeks called it your Daimon. Not a demon in the dark sense that we might understand it today, more like a guiding spirit, an inner genius, the truest, most fully realised version of who you were born to be. And here's the idea I want you to sit with, because it's the heartbeat of this entire series. There is a gap between the two versions of you, where you are today and where your highest self already stands. And I want to suggest something that might sound radical at first, but think you'll find strangely calming. What if closing the gap is the only real work that you need to do? Not fixing everything, not achieving everything, not comparing yourself to anyone else, just each day making small, deliberate movements towards that highest version of yourself. One tiny step at a time in the right direction. What I love about this idea is what it removes. When you have a direction, a true north, all the other noise just starts to fall away. The comparison, the anxiety, the feeling of being behind, because you're no longer measuring yourself against the world. You're measuring yourself against yesterday's version of you. That's it. That's the whole game. So here's what we're going to build together across this series. In part 2, we're going to go much deeper on the Daimon, what it actually means, where the idea came from, and how you start to hear that inner voice again if life has been getting a bit loud lately. In part 3, we tackle eudaimonia, which is usually translated as happiness, but that translation is almost completely wrong, and the real meaning changes everything about how you pursue it. Part 4 is about arete, the ancient Greek idea of excellence, not perfection, not achievement, something much more available and much more sustaining than either of those two. Part 5 brings us to euthymia, Seneca's word for a calm, untroubled mind. This one is for anyone who feels like they're constantly being pulled in 5 directions at once. Part 6 is stoicism, but probably not the version that you've seen on Instagram. Part 7 is where we really dig into the gap itself, the space between who you are and who you're becoming, and how you navigate it without burning out or giving up. And finally, part 8, we bring it all together into a simple daily practice, something you can do, not just think about. I want to leave you with something before the next video. The fact that you feel the gap, the fact that there's a part of you that knows there's more, that's not a problem. That's your signal. Most people spend their whole lives trying to silence that feeling, and we're going to learn how to listen to it instead. If this landed for you, please share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe, because this series builds on itself and you don't want to miss what's coming. I'll see you in part 2, where we're going to ask the question that sounds almost too simple. Who were you always meant to be? Better for the individual, good for the hive. I'll see you in the next one.